right, day 2 of cursive handwriting. We're doing the lowercase letters. Remember how to hold your pencil with one finger on top, leaning on your middle finger, and your thumb supporting you over here. And turn your paper a little bit. All right, today we're going to make the letters W, R, and S. I think the lowercase s is kind of hard, so we'll save it for last. The W looks exactly like the U that we did yesterday. So we're going to start with W. Remember, we've got our upstairs, our downstairs, and our basement. The W just stays in the downstairs, which is below the dotted line and the bottom line. You're going to start at the bottom line, right where I just put that dot. You're going to curve up, trace that line down, back up, down, back up. Now, that looks just like the U from yesterday, doesn't it? The only thing that makes a W different than the U is this little handle that comes off of the W right there. Now this handle makes the W a different kind of letter. There's only a few letters that have this, and it really affects the way they connect to another letter. So we'll talk about that later. But whenever I talk about a handle, that's what I'm talking about. So you basically make the U from yesterday, and then you put the handle on. And it's just like a little tiny smile. Don't let it scoop down too much. So you can pause the video and practice making one line of lowercase w. All right, we're ready for lowercase r. Lowercase r starts out exactly the same way as the lowercase w. You start out at the bottom line. It's going to stay in the downstairs of your line. It curves up just like the W does. You have a very small slanted line that comes down like this. Very small. Then it curves out with a tail. That is the lowercase r. Now notice that the lowercase r is slanted right here. This is very important. If you don't slant it right there, you end up making an R like this. This is wrong. This looks like a little volcano, doesn't it? So we don't want any volcano R's. We want our R to have that slanted line right there. So we curve up, we touch the dotted line. We make a very small slanted line down, and then the tail. And remember, I'm picking up my pencil to show you each step. You won't pick up your pencil. So you're going to curve up, slant, and then put on the tail. Curve up, slant, put on the tail. And that's our lowercase r. You can pause the video right here and make a line of lowercase r's. Now we're going to make our lowercase s. The lowercase s I feel like is a little bit hard, but it's good to go ahead and learn it now so you can practice it a lot. The lowercase s starts out just like the W and just like the R and just like our letters from yesterday, the I and the U and the T. But it stays downstairs in the bottom, the downstairs of the house. So you are going to curve up and you're going to touch the dotted line, just like you did with the R, just like you did with the W. And then you're going to put on, it has a point right here, then you're going to put on a little fat belly. See the little belly that comes out like that? Then it comes back and it touches the curved line right there, and then it comes back out with the tail. It almost looks like a little teardrop or a drop of water. So it curves up to a point, has a little fat belly, touches back here, and then comes out with the tail. That's how you make a lowercase s. So you're going to make a line of lowercase s. You can pause the video and work on your line of lowercase s. All right, now we're going to practice a word. So we can use any of the letters from yesterday. We learned I, U, and T. And today we learned W, R, and S. So I'm going to use the word wit, W-I-T. Because I want to show you how W connects to another letter. You know, all these other letters have a tail, like this R has a tail right here. That's actually what becomes the part of your next letter. Well, in a W, you don't have that tail. You have this handle right here. So that handle becomes how you connect to your next letter. And that's very important. So you're going to make your W first with its handle. Now that handle is going to become the beginning of your I. So this is going to look a little bit weird, but it's how you do it. So that's the top of your I, and then you're just going to come down And then you're going to go straight into your T. Right there. Now you're going to dot your I and cross your T. Now I know that looks a little strange because in print, wit would look like this, wouldn't it? So this handle on the W becomes the beginning of your I. So it looks a little strange. W-I-T dot and cross. So practice that. If you want to just practice a little bit of making W-I, just to practice that tricky connection, that would be okay. You can just do W-I and put a dot. W-I and put a dot just to practice that. So you can pause the video and make a row of the word wit. Now we're going to write the word sit. S-I-T. So in print, sit looks like this. In cursive, it's all going to be joined together. You're going to start out with your S. This tail of your S begins your I. So there's your I, and then the tail of your I makes your T. And then it looks like that until you dot and cross. And there's the word sit. So practice writing the word sit. Do not pick up your pencil until you're completely finished. And then you dot your I and cross your T when you get completely finished. So you can pause the video and make a row of sit. Now you can practice any words that you can think of that have a W, R, or S, or from the letters we talked about yesterday, the I, the U, and the T. So think of some words that have W, R, S, I, U, or T, and you can practice those words on your remaining spaces.